This is the night of the living reviews.
Welcome back to Night of the Living Reviews. Let's get right into it. Our first review of the day is this one. Extremely boring game, bad combat, awful voice acting. The gameplay is just horrible, and the puzzles are sometimes very cryptic and unenjoyable. You can't gaslight me. This is the best game ever, just because the story is good. I would rather read a book or watch a movie if I was only expecting good story. Fascinating. This review comes to us courtesy of Kuro Mao and was for the PlayStation 2 game Silent Hill 2. Sadly, Kuro Mao did not finish this game. Instead, they abandoned it. Not very interesting and fun. At least it's short. This review from Kagayoshi for Super Mario Land for the Game Boy tells us everything we need to know. Super Mario Land, for those that are wondering, was one of the games from my childhood. I loved playing this and remember sitting back in a cabin alone playing Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. I really did play Super Mario Land, by the way. I loved the bouncy ball. That's my favorite. This next one, though, I had played this too, but I think true fans will be up in arms over this. This game is no masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination. But as someone who didn't fight much with the first one to begin with, everyone's extreme hatred of this game mostly just leaves me confused. Def does some stuff worse than the original, but I also find it oddly more charming. Devil May Cry 2 for the PlayStation 2, and this review was left to us, courtesy of Shikaru. Gave the game 3 stars, by the way. I remember playing Devil May Cry 2 a long time ago. I think I rented the game. That's how good it was. I did enjoy that you were able to play as a new character, but, well, as a small child, I think anything's okay. And even then, I could see how gruesomely they massacred the standard gameplay. But of course, that would only set the tone for the following titles in this series. This next one is for a game that's near and dear to my heart. At first, I had some difficulty getting into it, but truly does grip you. Good game if you like old RPGs. It has a nice tone and vibe to it. The flaws in its controls only adds to the weight of how hopeless you feel. makes overcoming everything really worth it. That's Dark Souls by Vertigouge, played on the PC. Anyway, don't know how young this person is or how old I am supposed to be, but old RPG makes me think something else, not necessarily Dark Souls. Baffling. I really do have maybe the most standard history with the series Dark Souls. I started playing the game when it was out on PC at some point, and well, it was a huge mess. It was the original version that ran only at 30 FPS and they could mod it and it still didn't work. Well, anyway, nobody cares. This is a review and it's pretty long, so give me a minute to read it. Even though I didn't like the story, didn't like the characters, didn't like the setting in this game because I'm very strict and only things that fit perfectly into my very narrow standards. I didn't particularly like the character leveling system, among other things. However, since I'm objective in my reviews, this is one of the most impressive Japanese RPGs I've played. If you omit things like the occasional difficulty spikes and the very slightly drawn out dungeons, it's one of the most elaborate games I've ever played. Even partly above the level of Mother 3, and there's still a whole sequel to come. I need this to give me a break from crappy games. My only regret is that only the 2004-2007 trilogy has been translated into my native language. I know I never waste my time playing games in a foreign language that aren't done perfectly enough for me to tolerate it, e.g. Kingdom Hearts, Killer 7. That was a fascinating read, and most fascinatingly, this person gave this game 4.5 stars. This game, Legend of Heroes, Trills in the Sky. Italian or Italian. Thank you. This next one, I'm still thinking about it. I'm honestly baffled. I don't know. Well, let's just jump in. Beautifully designed game. Often becomes a little repetitive, however, the level and character designs make up for it. It is way too difficult, as often resulted in me rage quitting. Overall, it's a good play, but to complete it, you gotta be really stubborn to quit. I don't know about you guys, but for me, quitting was never that hard. I quit a couple days ago. And then, of course, you jump back in. MGS5 featuring protagonist that suffers from phantom pain because of a lost limb, which is a reference to the fact that its fans suffer from the phantom pain of missing their entire brain. Beautiful poetry. This was a review by Ideon for Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which they abandoned while playing on the Windows PC. Only half a star out of 5. I begged my mom to get this game, and she was initially reluctant. However, she caved in. Lego The Hobbit for PlayStation 3, and review by Suvaki. 3.5 stars. Wonderful. Who plays Lego The Hobbit? Man, what a night. This should be over soon.